Right. Now we will continue with our discussion. So, the first section, syllabus area A, the business organization, its stakeholders, and the external environment. So, this is what the first chapter. Under the section A, this is the first chapter, business organization and their stakeholders. What is organization? What do you think? We all working in organization. We are interacting with organization. We are living inside organization. We are in what you call. We are connecting. We are transacting. We are meeting with organization. But if I ask the question of what is organization, tell me. Audit, what do you think? What is an organization?
It is an establishment registered under legal way.
The legal way, okay. Let me note it down. An establishment registered in a legal manner. That's what you are saying, right?
Correct.
Okay. Brother Fawmi,
Yeah,
you agree with this or you have any other different?
Yeah, because in this case, it mentioned only about the business. Organization, is it only business?
No, I never said. My question is, what is
A place where
organization?
Yeah, with an intention of making, I cannot say it's a business.
A team working for collective goals, I said.
Team working for? Okay, another interpretation. Team working for collective goals. Okay, Mr. Homi, you have anything else?
A place where a group join and make an activity.
Place where a group join and make an activity.
With an intention, of course.
Okay, with an intention to, you complete, with an intention to?
To achieve one goal.
Okay, with an intention to achieve a goal. Okay, see, if I ask you this office room, no signboard outside, it's empty building room. Can someone tell this building at that time as an organization? No, it is having a what do you call segregated or separated by bricks, cement, and roof and that and this. So by having such a arrangement, we cannot call that as an organization. Correct? It is just a building. That's all. But for you to call anything as an organization is arranged by group of people. For you to say anything as an organization, there should be human being. Correct? Without human being, you can't call anything as an organization. For you, even this chair can become an organization provided the chair is interacted with some human being. But now, keeping a chair like this, keeping a chair in a meeting room is different. That organizing the chair in the way that it has to be kept, the chair is not deciding. Some human being. So we need collective individuals, as he said. For what? Why these people are gathering? Who will benefit?
For some achievements.
For whom?
For this people.
for the same group of people. Now, a collection of human beings gathering together in achieving some collective goals, as he said, or collective objectives or intention for the same or different group of people. Correct? Okay, another point. Now, when you came from ground floor to here, you probably may have seen several companies. Company A, B, C, D, like this. Can you say all of them are single organization? This is Ion Perfumes outside, I showed the board. And next maybe some Jabbar Construction. So, is this two organization under same two place or two businesses one organization? No, right? It's separate. It is divided in boundaries. An organization has its own boundaries. In order to achieve their set objectives and targets and the goals for some group of people. When I say some, let's say we four organizing, doing something for this organization, doesn't mean that objective that we need to achieve. Maybe we are doing this for some others. We are organizing a cricket tournament, for example. But we are not playing the cricket. Understand me? So it is a human being gathering together for the purpose of achieving some set of goals for somebody, including or excluding the same group of people, and has its own boundaries. When I say boundary can be boundary can be logical boundary or physical boundary. Do you understand the difference between these two? Physical boundary is these two walls. Now that's why I asked you that question. Now, is these two businesses or places are same organization? No, because separately, clearly there is a demarked by walls. And logical boundary also. The business they are doing and the business this place is doing is different. They don't do the same business. They do totally a different type of business. Understand me? So, that is what we really wanted to understand ourselves as what an organization is. Okay? So, again if I recall, an organization is a place or a location gathered by some group of people for the purpose of achieving a given set of objectives or goals for the same group of people or a different group of people which has its own logical and or physical boundaries. Understood? So, I write down this. Yeah, you can write it down. An organization is a place or a location gathered by a certain group of people. Certain group of people gathered by. You missed?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Certain group of people for the purpose of achieving a given set of goals. For the purpose of achieving a given set of goals and or targets and or objectives. Later we will study the meanings of these words also.
So a given set of goals
And or targets and or objectives. For the same people or for the same group of people. Or even for some others. Which has its own boundaries. Now, for example,
Change
Alpha-
the boundaries by physically.
that's what you have to put it within bracket, physical or logical. Now, if I had to give an example, Al-Fardan group. Now, when you go this Hama district, you see Al-Fardan top. The name is there. Outside, physically, we know it's separated totally by the building. Now, if I want to go to Al-Fardan extent, I know which building I have to go. Because there is a clear physical boundary. But on top of that, logically also, we can understand Al-Fardan exchange is only doing the exchange of cash, buying and selling currencies. And they have nothing to do with UAE exchange or Gulf exchange or any other exchange. Clear?
So when we call organization generally,
Yes.
it's related to business only?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's what it said. It's a common objective. Now, for example, Janasa Committee.
Yeah.
Janasa Committee, is it an organization? Of course, yes. It is an organization. Made by whom? Some people. For what purpose? To do some well-being or welfare to somebody who dies, to look after his final deeds. Correct?
Yeah. And also in that case, should it be registered as he said?
No need.
Registered,
No need.
legal?
No need. I never spoken about that.
Yeah. No need to be.
No need. For you to have an organization, you don't need to be legally registered. Later in accounting, we will study a term called substance. A word called substance. And also legal. These two words. Now, when I say, when I ask you a question, at least, I mean, in Doha also it's common. Now, from your office, when you see outside, you see the road or you don't see the road?
I see.
You see the road. So you see the vehicles going and coming.
Yes.
So if I ask you a question, out of 100 vehicles passing your weave, how many vehicles probably owned by the same driver?
Only one.
Now, see, if there's only one, that means only 1%. But my thinking was maybe 90%. So he's even worse than me. So that means most of the vehicles are leased by either, see, my car is my company car, it's not my car. But sometimes I go to a leasing company and I lease a vehicle. Like that, isn't it? So then what could happen? Then in that case, that vehicle is not legally owned by me. But who is enjoying the benefits of the car? AC, sound system, luxury of driving, all of this by whom?
Of course.
By the driver. Suppose, God forbidden, when accident comes or a tire punctures or some paint issue, who should manage this now? The same man who is managing the car. So, later we are going to study what we call in this particular item or asset belongs to who? Should I need to call now this device only when I legally own? Can I say that's an asset for me or not? Then answer is no. You don't need to have a legal ownership for you to say that this asset is with me in my books. Same story here for organization. For you to say that there is an organization, then even forget the legal. Even you don't need formality also. Informal also, there are so much of organization. Let's say you work in an organization, a company. There's a legal formation, CR is there, legal organization is there, fine. In that organization, let's say there are 20 or 30 people. there is a team who keen about playing cricket. So they are teaming up for that. 10 or 12 guys, they are every day evening, they are going and playing cricket. So there is one organization looking after the cricket activities. There is another organization what they are busy with, let's say, social activity. Mavanalla Zaira College Fund or Akurana Road Development Fund. And they create WhatsApp group and they are very busy. And these guys are administrators in 20-30 WhatsApp groups. So that's their qualification in other words. Isn't it? So those also organizations, but they are not legal, they are not even formal. In Goa, if legal authorities come to know that this type of collections are happening, next day they are in our country.
Yes.
You can't do this. Legally, it's not allowed. But informally, mutually, you go to home, say Salaam Alaikum, Walaikum Salam, you take the money and then you come. That's a different story. Understand me? So, for an organization to create, it's not necessary that it should be legally bounding or even there must be informalities. Informal, and also you could have virtual organization. Members of virtual organization, one man can be in Qatar, another man in Canada, one man in Sri Lanka, one man can be in Saudi Arabia. They can still manage one organization. So, but condition is this. It should be gathered by somebody. That's what I use the word logical boundary as well. Not only physical boundary. Is that very clear now? Yeah? An organization is a social arrangement which pursues collective goals and controls its own performance and which has a boundary separating from its environment. Boundaries can be physical or social or logical. You could add the word social also there. Okay? The boundaries can be either physical or logical or social. See examples of organization. We have commercial organization. That Sinopec is one company name. NFP full form. What is the full form for NFP? Any guess? No idea? Not for profit making organization. Not for profit making organization. NFP is not for profit making organization. Olympic Committee. Olympic Committee, they say that they don't make it, but they make big money. That's a different story.
That's right.
Why people are trying to join this organization? Full of funds. Sri Lankan Cricket Board. Sri Lankan Cricket Board, they say they are not profitable. I was the auditor for Sri Lankan Cricket Board for some time when I was in Sri Lanka. I was working with PricewaterhouseCoopers. So one of their assignment is accounting assignment. I was one of the staff. That time I am studying charter. I am at the finals. Actually, I just after my exam waiting for the results. That period. So when I went there, every day fund reception. My results came in 2003. No, 2002 October. 2002 October. Okay. That time minimum 1.5 million, 2 million rupees is always flowing in. I don't know from where the money is coming. ICC, Indian something here, there, advertisement, sponsorship. Politicians are trying to join. These leading business people are dying their heart. They will just somewhat wanted to be part of the cricket board. One time they gave us an assignment. Asgiri cricket ground, that time very famous. Now I think it's not there.
No, it's not functioning.
It's not functioning. There was a cricket match. For that cricket match, we need to go and do the vouching of the ticket sales. You know how they send us? They got us a BMW car. Colombo to Kenya. Anyway, I am from Akurana, but I am living in Colombo. I am very happy. Then when I started the journey, I talked to the driver. I said I need to go to Aulakne Matte, Manga Gedar Gilemo. So we came to Kendi, Askiria, and then Dambulla. These two journey, BMW cars, and one night in what do you call Hilltop Hotel. I went to my home, but this much expenses for no reason. You could even just come in a highest van. Two guys from auditors. Audit train is no one bothers. That's how it is now. That's a culture. Only after audit manager, only you get some recognition. Until then, they are like Gambata.
Yeah.
But the treatment we got was like that. Enough money. So, the same story to me comes obviously. Then, public sector. Fire service. This is an organization. Charity. Save the children. Now, these are international examples. What we do, we should think about our local setup. Here, you see, we have Red Crescent. Red Crescent is another name for, what is the international name?
Red Cross there.
Exactly. Red Cross is international name. In Qatar, we can use cross.
Cross, yeah.
So we use Red Crescent.
Yeah.
So Red Crescent, trade union, staff within the organization, employees, there are NGOs. What is NGO full form?
Non-governmental.
Non-governmental organizations. UNICEF, accountancy firm, KPMG, STE, Salad my firm. I would say no? Yes. So these are the examples of different types of organizations. What are the common characters? What you see common, regardless of the different types of organization, what you see common in this, for you to call any of these organizations preoccupied with performance. They will have some performance, some activity. Let's say charity organization. So they will have some collection, funding, projects, subcommittees, meetings. Every 2 weeks you have to go for meeting, you have to sit in one guy's home for the first 2 hours, no agenda, just keep on talking and wasting. Half an hour only, subject matter. Am I right or not? Are you a member of any of these committees in Doha? Every 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, you need to go to one guy's home. They will say, okay, we are meeting from Isha until 10 o'clock or something. First 1.5 or 2 hours, we will talk about everything in the world except the subject matter. Then the last half an hour only, time quit. Then we will start that. Anyway, so preoccupied with performance and meeting or improving their standard. Every day we look for better performance. Last week or last month, we produced 20,000 units. Now, we should produce 22,000 units this month. So, we are setting some additional standards, trying to improve ourselves. Then, organization contain formal, documented systems and procedures which enable them to control what they do. Here, this point may not be applicable to every organization. If I talk about informal organization, the friends in our villages, you have this. I don't know. Now it's not that common. People, yes. Alaikum salam. Fadal.
Mr. Mohammed, كيف الحال؟
طيب كيف صحة؟
الحمد لله.
Sit down there. We have time. This is the first subject going.
Okay.
Please sit there.
Here, huh?
So, how to say, when you want to collect water, people go with that pot to in the street side tap. People wait in the queue, and there are 2 to 3 ladies. They join together and they talk. That also one organization, isn't it? Every day at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, these 4 or 5 ladies every day they will go. Yes or no? I was studied in Madawala, Madina, and I usually 2:30 school is over those days, because when I am doing my A level time, 2:30 p.m. school will finish. So at that time, I can see there is out of the school bus hall, opposite the bus hall several houses, all are on the road. So there are water taps in the same state. We every day waiting and seeing these ladies are coming and collecting water. One part of the story is they are fighting also. They will fight. You came first and I came first. And this type of arrangement also an example for organization. Yes or no? So, in that situation, this cannot be a condition. We normally say organization obtain formal documented systems. How will you find document? Okay, bring the procedure for collecting water. Then it will be joke, no? But for majority of the organization, it is the fact. Then different people do different things. Yes. See, in an organization, if you take for example, what I will bring an example here, Sri Lankan school. In Sri Lankan school, that organization, there are so many different members, teachers. What they do? Teachers do? Teachers do what? Teaching. So that is their job. Students?
Yes.
They also play a role. They are sitting and studying. Principal?
Control.
So they also play a different role. But all of them are doing everything for one single organization. Security guard. He also there.
المركز القطري تدخل المدخل اللي
Understood.
اللاعب تعطي
So he also doing the same
تطلع الدور الثاني
work, but different work to achieve the same goal. What is the goal? To perform, provide teaching education to the children. Security guard is doing something, driver is doing something, teachers are doing another thing, students playing a different role, principal playing a different role. That's what we say. Different people do different things or specialize in one activity. Correct? Or specialize in one activity. So, is that clear? Clear then? They pursue a variety of objectives and goals. Now, security guards, the main goal is what? Is it to make high profit or for him to make sure security is confirmed? What do you think? That is his variety. So that's what I said. It's a variety of objectives and goals. But all collective to achieve one single mega goal. Understand me? Finally, most organizations obtain inputs. You see, here there is a process. Now this process we have input, process and output. Okay? So, we need to give various different types of input. In this school, if you take example, inputs are students' time, teachers' time, the security guard cost, the building infrastructure expenses, the government organizations, their permission, their commercial registration and all these documentations. These all are collective inputs. And the process, teaching process. What is the output? Quality education to the children. Understand me? We will stop at this point and we will continue in the next class with the same subject, video record. Right? So,